What if I told you that the number one thing you're doing to get better leads is actually the main reason you're getting fewer of them? I'm talking about that long, detailed contact form. You know the one. It asks for company size, annual revenue, project budget, their timeline, all that good information you think you need to pre-qualify someone. It makes logical sense, right? You don't want to waste time on bad fits. But here's the reality. To you, it's a filter. To your potential customer, it's a wall. It feels like homework, it feels invasive, and it signals that your process is going to be long and difficult. In this video, we are going to tear down that wall. I'll show you the counterintuitive reason, why asking for less information up front actually leads to more qualified clients in the long run. We'll cover the simple changes you can make today to stop scaring people away and start attracting the customers you actually want to work with. Okay, so you've got people coming to your website, that's great. But then they see your contact form and something weird happens in their brain. They start thinking things like, what if they call me right away? Or, what if they send me a bunch of emails? Or, what if I fill this out wrong? It sounds silly, but this is exactly what happens. Your contact form, the thing that's supposed to help people reach you, is actually scaring them away. And for businesses like yours, this is a big problem, because each person who gets scared off could have paid you serious money for your services. Okay, so you've got people coming to your website. That's great. But then they see your contact form and something weird happens in their brain. They start thinking things like, what if they call me right away? Or what if they send me a bunch of emails? Or what if I fill this out wrong? It sounds silly, but this is exactly what happens. Your contact form, the thing that's supposed to help people reach you, is actually scaring them away. And for businesses like yours, this is a big problem, because each person who gets scared off could have paid you serious money for your services. So how do you make your form feel less scary? It's actually pretty simple. First thing, don't ask for everything all at once. I see forms all the time that want to know your company size, your budget, your timeline, your whole life story. That's too much. Think about it like meeting someone at a coffee shop. You wouldn't walk up to a stranger and immediately ask them about their bank account, right? You'd start with, "Hi, I'm Sarah, what's your name?" Same thing with your form. Just ask for their name, email, and maybe one simple question like, "What do you need help with?" Second thing, talk like a normal person. Instead of having a button that says submit inquiry or whatever, just write send message or let's chat. And third, tell them you're not going to be weird with their information. Just add a little line somewhere that says, "Don't worry, we won't spam you," or "We keep your info private." People need to hear this stuff even if it seems obvious to you. Let me tell you about the biggest mistakes I see, because you're probably making at least one of them right now. First mistake, asking for way too much information. Look, I get it. You want to know if someone's a good fit before you spend time talking to them. But here's the thing. If your form looks like a job application, people are going to run away. I once saw a form that asked for the person's full address, their company's annual revenue, and wanted them to upload 3 different files. Are you kidding me? That's not a contact form, that's homework. Mistake 2. When someone fills out your form, nothing happens. They click send and then silence. No thanks. We got your message or anything. So they're sitting there wondering, did that work? Should I try again? And finally, mistake number 3, not telling them what happens next. People hate uncertainty. They want to know, are you going to call them? Email them? When? Just tell them. We'll email you back tomorrow. Or, we'll call you this week. Simple as that. Here's something most people never think about. Those tiny little words you put near your form. They actually matter a lot. Like, instead of just having a box that says phone number, you could write phone number. We'll only call if you prefer that. Or instead of just email, you could write email, just for our reply, nothing else. These little notes answer the questions people don't even know they're asking. It's like you're reading their mind and saying, don't worry about that thing you're worried about. When someone's looking at your contact form, they're having this whole conversation in their head, and most of it is worry. They're thinking, what if these people turn out to be super pushy? Or what if they call me during dinner? Or what if this takes forever and they never get back to me? You can actually answer these worries right on your form. Just add a little note that says something like, we'll email you back within a day or 2 with some ideas. No pushy sales stuff, just helpful advice. Boom. Now they know what to expect and they feel way better about giving you their information. All right, So you make some changes to your form? How do you know if they're working? Easy. Just pay attention to how many people are filling it out. If you normally get 2 people a week contacting you, and suddenly you're getting 4 people a week, something's working. Try changing one thing at a time, though. Maybe this week you make your form shorter. Next week you change what your button says. That way you can figure out what's actually helping. Also, ask someone you know to look at your form and tell you what they think. Sometimes other people notice things you can't see anymore because you've been staring at it too long. Here's the thing. Your contact form isn't just sitting there by itself. It's part of your whole system for getting new customers. So when someone fills out your form, what happens next? Do you email them back right away? Do you have something helpful to send them? Do you set up a phone call? All of this stuff needs to work together. Your form gets people in the door, but then you need to actually follow up and turn them into customers. Okay, so let's say you fix your contact form and people start filling it out. Great. But here's where most business owners completely mess things up in those first 2 days after someone reaches out. I see this all the time. Someone fills out a form on Monday, and the business owner gets around to responding on Thursday. Or worse, they send back some generic, "Thanks for your interest, we'll be in touch soon" email, and then nothing for a week. Here's what you need to understand. When someone fills out your contact form, they're actually pretty excited about potentially working with you. But that excitement doesn't last forever. If you wait too long to respond, they start looking at your competitors instead. So what should you actually do when someone fills out your form? First, respond fast. And I mean really fast. Within a few hours if you can manage it. Even if it's just a quick, "Got your message, let me look at this and get back to you tomorrow with some thoughts." Why? Because everyone else they contacted is probably going to take 3 days to respond. You responding in 2 hours makes you look like you actually care. Second, don't just say thanks and leave it at that. Give them something useful right away. Maybe it's a quick tip related to what they asked about. Maybe it's a link to something helpful on your website. Maybe it's just your thoughts on their situation. Here's an example. Let's say someone asks about help with their website. Instead of just saying, "Thanks, we'll call you," you could say something like, "Thanks for reaching out. I took a quick look at your site and noticed a few things that could help right away. I'll put together some specific ideas for you and email them over tomorrow morning." See how that's way better? You're already being helpful before they've even paid you anything. Third, actually do what you said you were going to do. If you said you'd email them tomorrow morning, email them tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow afternoon. Not the day after. Tomorrow morning. I know this sounds obvious, but you'd be amazed how many people don't follow through on simple things like this. Now, what should you actually write in that follow-up email? So first of all, before we go on, I want you to bear in mind that when you're writing, don't overthink it too much. Just make sure that it's helpful and that it's an email you would want to receive. As for the actual follow-up email, you want to look at what they told you in the form. If they said they're struggling with getting new customers, share 1 or 2 specific ideas about that. If they said they need help with their marketing, give them something they can try this week. The key is to show them that you actually understand their problem and that you know how to solve it. You're not trying to sell them anything in this first email. You're just showing them that you're worth talking to. And then, this is important, tell them exactly what the next step is. Don't leave them guessing. Say something like, "If these ideas sound helpful and you want to talk about how we could help you with this, just reply to this email and we can set up a quick 15-minute call." Just make sure you're making it easy for them to say yes to the next step. Also, don't wait until you have time to write the perfect email or call. Otherwise, the lead would just think you're not that interested or efficient, so they move on to someone else. See, your follow-up doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be helpful and it has to happen quickly. I'd rather you send a simple, helpful email in 2 hours than a perfectly crafted one in 2 days. Because in 2 days, they might have already hired your competitor. If you're tired of watching potential customers slip away right when they're about to contact you, I've got something that can help. I put together a free checklist that walks you through your entire system for getting new customers. It only takes about 5 minutes to go through, and it's made specifically for business owners like you who don't have huge marketing teams. The checklist will help you spot exactly where you're losing people, including problems with your contact form that you probably never thought to check. And then it gives you simple steps to fix each problem. You can grab it using the link in the description. And if you want me to personally look at your whole setup and give you specific advice about what to fix first, there's information about that service down there too. Here's what I know. Small tweaks to your contact form can bring in a lot more customers. Don't let another potential customer walk away just because your form felt too complicated or scary. Take a few minutes this week to look at your form with fresh eyes. Make it simpler, make it friendlier, and start catching those customers you've been missing. Thanks for watching. This has been Rita with ClicksandThings.com. See you in the next one.